what it do, YouTube? It's your boy Shannon with Team Scheme coming at you with another lit deck profile with the GOAT himself.
What's up, YouTube? You already know who it is. It's your boy Wes.
Yes,
back at it again with the chest hair. Yesterday, me, Shannon, and Frank Nicola went to UNBOUND Gaming and won their 3v3 case tournament.
Yep.
And walked away with a case of SIAC.
Let's get it.
First, let's do some shout outs. Shout out Team Scheme first, obviously.
Yeah.
Shout out my locals, Game On, Angry Comics, and Gamers Guild. Shout out to UNBOUND, who's my other sponsor, and for holding the tournament. They always hold lit tournaments, so y'all should check them out. And shout out to my TCG. I'm gonna get Shane to put a link down in the description.
Of course.
You're in my office right now, so excuse the mess. I played 40 card Despia. Let's just get into it.
Right into it.
Alright, first, that's normal summon. 3 Oliver, 2 Quim. I'll explain a little bit here in a second. 1 Cartesia, 1 Adlib, 1 Tragedy, 2 Fallen Albaz, Spriggan's Kit, the Albion, and a Mercurier. For the Despia and Fallen Monsters, most of that's pretty self-explanatory except for the Quinn because it's new. I only played 2 Bestials. I only played 2 because me and Shannon were thinking about playing a heavy synchro package with a lot of Bestials, but with cash still running around, like pre-ban list, they're not really usable unless you're playing the mirror match because Cash is gonna put up Macrocosmos, so you're never gonna have a dark to banish to summon the Bestials, so it's hard to synchro. So I only played the 2, and it worked out. You know, auto win. I won almost all my. I think I only lost 1 match, and one I didn't get to finish. But I only gave me probably like twice yesterday. Hand traps, 3 Droll. I only wanted to play high impact hand trap. I was gonna play hand trap and 2 Ash, but I'm only playing 2 Ash because I am playing Crossout. Spoiler alert. 3 Branded Fusion, obviously best card in the deck. Second best card in the deck. Opening. This card is
low key. That's my favorite card.
Yeah, honestly, a lot of times today I was like setting up Brandon in red in the grave and adding it back with Retribution. And in phase, I would either add this with Albion, or if I'd already activated that turn and I didn't have a Quim, I would just set it with Albion and then summon Quim on their turn. Because Quim's just an extra interruption. 1 loss, obviously. I only played 2 Fusion Deployment, which might seem weird. I'm only playing 1 Cartesia, so my thought process was, well, first of all, I wanted to keep it close to 40. My thought process was, I don't want to draw Fusion Deployment, opening hand, get my Cartesia out, and then when my opponent passes back to me, draw another Fusion Deployment, because I'm only sending out a Fallen Albaz, and I didn't summon Fallen Albaz once with this card. You essentially never want to do that. 1 Foolish Burial, 3 Crossout, and a Call By. This is just another starter. There's so many consistent cards in this deck, but you have to play so many like 1-up bricks that don't get your engine started. You just want to max out on consistency, which is why I played this in the kit. And also played kit because I played Iron Dragon. And then Branded Fusion, since we're not playing Synchro, if you resolve it, the life condition you're going to lose that game is essentially 0. So I just wanted to play as many copies of cards that stop Ash and D-Shifter. Bro. I stopped playing Dragoons because I had to respect other matchups. So there's not really like an auto out against Cash. If they D-shift you, you can't just go like Dragoons anymore. So I needed the Call By to stop D-Shifter.
And you did just that.
I did just that. One of the matches I did just that, game 1. And then game 2 and game 3, D-shifted me again. That was the match I lost. It was absurd. 3 Super Poly. This card went crazy for me. I used it defensively, offensively. I killed people with it. I broke boards with it. People tried to set up Gimmick Puppet Lock. And they were being bums and still playing that brick ass Expulsion. And I just Super Poly their board and draw phase and then watch them cry. And then the 1 of Trap. You gotta play it.
How many is that in the main?
40 flat, baby. I didn't want to play any more than 40. Oh.
Any cards that you missed or anything? In the main? You think?
I can't think of any cards that I missed in the main, honestly.
I know you said Expulsion. You definitely, you don't miss Expulsion at all?
No, hell no. That card's, bro, so many games I lost last format to like I won a lot of my matches, but I'll just like lose a game to bricking on like Expulsion and Gimmick Puppet in my hand. I'm just crying myself.
And you say you don't miss Dragoons?
I didn't really miss it. No, I didn't. I mean, Dragoons would win me some games, but to those of you like that are just trying to get better and or newer to like deck building and stuff, just because a card might win you a game or two, or even like 3, just like here and there, doesn't make it a good card. So that doesn't mean you should play it in your deck. You have to look at the situation as like, how often does it come up? Even though it wins me games once in a while, if it doesn't come up often, then you just gotta cut it. Unless it's like specifically for a matchup where you auto lose if you don't get to that card. That's the only time that you would be like, okay, it only comes up occasionally, but I lose this matchup absolutely if I don't have this card.
I know you don't miss your boy Dark Magician.
No, I don't miss Dark Magician. I don't miss Dark Magician at all.
Nothing Yugi special.
I did draw Gimme Puppet a few times today, but that was actually kind of lit because I just discarded off of Lebellion and it didn't matter. One couple shout outs I missed. Shout out to Bay. Shout out to Spirit Animal. Shout out to Bay number 2. Extra deck, pretty, well, I can't say self-explanatory because it's loop format. 2 Albion, mostly because my turn 1 play, even if I'm Gimme Puppet locking, other people just go full straight into the new Albion, but I don't like doing that because then like if they stop the Gimme Puppet lock, you have nothing. So I'll make this and then this into the new Albion, and then I'll usually fusion this off so that I can also set a branded opening or a branded in red depending on what my hand looks like. So I had to play 2 of these because then another one to dump off Mirror Jade. 2 Lebellion for recycling purposes. Also a couple of times I was just running low on names because I'd like Mirror Jade, then Albion, I'd lib summon back Mirror Jade, and then out the Mirror Jade, and then I'd Quim summon back Mirror Jade again. So I'd Mirror Jade like 3 times, and I'd just be running low on names that do something. So it was just another name to dump. 2 Mirror Jades, you have to play 2. 1 Iron Dash. This is because I saw some people citing Contact C, and I didn't want to lose a Contact C. Also, it adds the Sprint to my hand, so it gave me another excuse to play Sprint because I'm not actually, or not Sprint, Spriggan's kit. I'm not actually a huge fan of her, but it is a way to add follow-up. And it also came up where I did the effect yesterday, where my opponent went summon Ogre, I let him search the trap, and then I went effect of Rembrum, banish, summon Fallen Albaz, fusion off the Ogre. It's just a generic super poly target to make this, and then on his he summoned back the Ogre. Past turn on his turn, on my turn, just moved it and blew up the Ogre and the trap. 1 Rembrum because it's another super poly target. It also is a way to out a Rise Heart, but I never summoned it. I only dumped it, and they kept taking this with the Rise Heart because they felt it was the bigger threat. But then it left this in my extra deck, so it also made it worth playing. 1 Granganol, 2 kinda came up. I didn't need it, but it'd have been nice, but whatever. 1 Chimera, 1 Coritis, 1 Dracospelia, 1 Lulu. First time I played this card, case tournament I got second at, I didn't know this card negated. I thought it just gained attacks. So I never summoned it. And I summoned it a lot yesterday once I realized it negated. You had to play Dracospelia. It's a way to recycle. Also puts up in negate. I only summoned Coritis once yesterday, but it came in clutch because I went activate Lost against Super Heavy. And he went Regulus negate. And I was like, alright, this Lost stays. Then I went set, and he had the Cyframe link, and I was like, set Albion, or no, Aliber, super poly, make Coritis, lost 1 in response to my own summon, effect, make your Baron 0. And I just attacked numbers, Baron, Albion, dumped trap. I think I drew in a Branded Fusion, and it was just game from there. Yep, so that's 15. BT Dub, I let somebody fusion this off yesterday with Super Poly. Don't do that. They can't do that. They can't do that. Also, a cheeky way to get a Puppet Lock, if you're big brain enough, this deck now, the lines are so open, you can't, there's nothing really linear. So you can, like, if you're just big brain enough, you could set up to make this on your opponent's turn. If you can do that with Lost up, you just make it on your opponent's turn in response to my summon, affect the game of Puppet Lock you, they cannot respond. And they just, obviously they just lose. Side deck, 1 pink, 1 dark kaiju, because I played 4 kaijus. 3 Crit Car, 3 DD Crow, 1 of this guy, 3 Cyclones. These never went in. I'm sure if you're watching this channel, you're a fan of the channel, and you've seen me before, and you know that I say every time, I refuse to lose to back row. I refuse to lose to these people whose IQ is room temperature, so I have to play this so that I don't have to tell my friends I lost a purple deck. This is for Super Heavy. There's been cards going up because, like,
Top it, yeah.
that like they can like in hand bounce it or whatever, but that's fine. They have to play more bricks. Me and Shannon usually will set up this lock with Gimmick Puppet lock. So like if you out this, I'll just give you Gimmick Puppet and you gotta lose anyways. DD Crow went insane for me. I was playing Bell. Me and Shannon both were playing Bell. But it's just generically better because like against super heavy, you just if you draw this, I only sided in 2 against super heavy because I sided in like 10 or 11 cards, something like that. 10 cards I think. And there's not, I wanted to side in 11 because I wanted to side in all 3, but there's not enough takeout, so I sided in 10. Yeah. But you just hit the target for, I forget his name. I think it's Scales, the one that summons back from grave. You hit that target. Against Purely, when they use the Dark Purely, you just DD Crow the target for the spell. You can DD Crow Gimmick Puppet.
Which is a big thing.
Yeah, which is a big thing. I DD Crowed, somebody tried to Abyss Steal to save themselves from me killing them, and I DD Crowed their target because they targeted a monster in their own graveyard because I had no lights or darks. This card just went insane. Oh, and then I won $20 from Kevin Lee. Shout out Kevin Lee, thanks for the $20. Playing Sky Striker, I DD Crowed his, yeah, I hit that engage every time he tried to add it back. It was nuts. Curry Kara was just more kaijus without being kaijus because like against Cash, if you just draw a starter, like because all the Cash now, they're not doing a Rise Heart Pass because it's just not enough. They're doing a Rise Heart, Mind Hacker, Kostra Law, and they're summoning out like a Fenrir on the standby phase. So that's one. Activate anything, you trigger the Rise Heart. Any starter is going to trigger the Fenrir Unicorn, and then you just go, all right, cool. Tribute the entire board. Battle phase, game. So that card was crazy for me. Kaijus were nuts, bro. I kaiju so much stuff. I kaiju Barons, I kaiju Appaloozas, I kaiju what's that kaiju? I can't remember what all I kaiju a Rise Heart, I kaiju everything. I just kaiju and people's lights out. I saw this card in line. I only saw it once, but I saw it in finals. Finals game 2, because I clapped him game 1. Game 2 was Pankratops, Cross Out, Branded Fusion, Aliber, and what was the last card? A Kaiju, I think. And then I drew opening for turn.
That sounds insane.
No, Foolish, and I drew opening for turn. Jesus. I was like, I showed everybody around me as soon as I drew it. And I told my opponent I'm the greatest Yu-Gi-Oh player alive. And then he was playing Tier and milled nothing. Oh, no. DD Crow, Foolish, Aliber, Cross Out, Branded Fusion. Yeah. And Pankratops, Aliber, Foolish, Cross Out, and something else, and I drew opening. But regardless, my hand was insane. He was never winning that game. So quick explanation of 2 Quim. I play 2 Quim because the play I said before, where I don't just go straight for the Albion that summons from grave. I like to go dump this, make Albion, banish this, and Fallen Albaz to make this Albion. So I need another one because, like I said, I like to Albion set or add opening to my hand on end phase to summon this. So if they out this somehow with like a Kaiju, if they go into the extra deck, I'll just summon it back and then Gimmick Puppet lock them anyways.
Actually, I didn't think about that with the out of a Kaiju. That's pretty broken, actually.
Yeah, that's the only reason we played 2. I wanted to cut it to 1 to fit more board breakers, but it wasn't necessary. Yeah. Honestly, the deck worked great. I only bricked once against. What's the name of that deck? Gold Pride. It was like Gold Pride, Punk, Nonsense. I bricked game 3 against him, but it didn't matter because Shannon clapped up his opponent who was playing. I don't remember. And then Frank clapped
Cash.
1 in time with Cash against Despia, which is a bad matchup for him. But we did some spicy stuff and stand my face, popped their attack position Fenrir while he was up in life, and he just couldn't. Oh, and he hit his entire extra deck. The only things left were a Lulu and this Albion. And then old buddy, when Frank summoned Fenrir, for some reason he went banish Granganol, summon Lulu, and then tried to activate Branded Fusion, and we were like, you can't do that. You just lost yourself the game. Yeah, the deck was nuts. The team played great. There's nothing else really to say about it. If you're gonna play this deck, you gotta put in work because it's not linear anymore. Yeah. Your lines are really open. You can really big brain your opponent. If you don't practice enough, you can big brain yourself and just lose to yourself. Yeah. But I think it's really good. I would play this over Super Heavy because I feel like Super Heavy in a 9-round tournament, the likeliness you're gonna do very well with no spells and traps, real board breakers. Yeah. It's slim. Like obviously there's gonna be a few that like just get good matchups in a big tournament. Somebody's gonna get good matchups or draw real good hands, stuff like that, and they'll make their way to the top. But as far as like, I just feel like mathematically, you yourself as a person going to multiple big tournaments, your success rate is just going to be pretty low, because going second into a board super heavy is trying to break a board with engine. And honestly, 2 interruptions stop super heavy. So I feel like this is the better deck choice, and my next deck choice would probably be purely. Honestly, probably purely. If you pilot it well, if you're like going Nor turn 1 pass with just a Nor, then you're gonna get bopped. You're gonna get so bopped every match. You're getting bopped because they're just gonna out the Nor, and then you have no interruptions, or people are siding that Herald card, whatever it's called. But yeah, deck worked great. Shout out to the team again. Shout out to my boy Manny for being Manny.
You already know.
Always supporting. He also plays DESPIA. We test together a lot nowadays. Shout out to Shannon again because he's my main test partner. Yeah, y'all check out the channel. Check out the description. Follow us. Follow the Facebook page, Discord. Oh, Shannon's doing coaching. If you play Marenses, if you talk real sweet to him, he'll probably teach you how to play purely too. But he's doing coaching. Go check him out. And yeah, appreciate y'all.
All right, take it easy.